Viewers of public television might know Lidia Bastianich as the playful, uber-Italian grandmother type she has portrayed on screen since her first cooking series, Lidia's Italian Kitchen, debuted in 1998. But in addition to being a cuddly nonna who loves to whip up pasta for her 5 grandchildren, Bastianich, 74, is an award-winning chef, restaurateur, and best-selling cookbook author with a compelling backstory as an Italian immigrant who made it big in the American food world. Born in 1947 in Istria, a northeastern area of Italy that became part of Yugoslavia after World War II, Bastianich's early childhood was spent under difficult circumstances. Fortunately, in 1958, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower opened the country to political refugees, and Bastianich's family was able to finally emigrate, as noted by Feast. There, in the New World, Bastianich began constructing her new life as an authority on all things Italian food. Today, chef and cookbook author Bastianich is probably most well known for her long-running public television cooking series, including Lidia's Family Table, Eating In with Lidia, and her most recent series, Lidia's Kitchen. In addition to her cooking shows, Bastianich is also the author of 13 cookbooks and 1 memoir, and she is the chef and owner of restaurants in New York and Kansas City. This multi-hyphenate food personality has come a long way. As a child growing up on the Istrian Peninsula, Bastianich, for a time, had a happy life, according to Feast magazine. She recalled that she spent much of her childhood with her beloved grandmother, out among the farm animals and a small selection of crops. However, in 1956, Bastianich's parents must have felt a sense of growing danger because they decided to flee to the refugee camp in Trieste. Bastianich remembers mourning the loss of all that was familiar to her, telling Feast, "I felt a pang that I'm not going to see grandma. I'm not going to see my friends. I'm not going to see my pet goat. Whatever it is at that age that you are concerned about." After 2 trying years in a refugee camp called San Saba, Bastianich's family members received their visas to emigrate to America, and they relocated to Astoria, Queens, where a relative lived, as reported by the New York Times. In her new family home in New York, Bastianich cooked dinner every night, while her father worked a demanding job as a mechanic for Chevrolet, and her mother sewed for the clothing company Evan Picone. Later on, Bastianich enrolled in Hunter College with a scholarship, but she dropped out of the school just 2 years later in order to marry her new sweetheart, Felice, who had also emigrated from Istria. In 1971, according to the Daily Meal, the two opened the first of Lidia's many restaurants, Buonavia, in Forest Hills, Queens. It became so successful that the couple opened a second spot. Felice and Lidia Bastianich's Italian fare continued to prove successful in New York, where in 1983, the couple went on to open Felidia on the Upper East Side. Other restaurants, including the theater district's Becco, were to follow, and Bastianich developed a reputation as an accomplished chef and immigrant success story. In 1993, public television star and revered home cook Julia Child invited Bastianich as a guest on her series Julia Child Cooking with Master Chefs.
I felt like she was my friend. I watched her on television.
The episode was later nominated for a 1994 Emmy Award. Just a few years later, PBS offered Bastianich her own show, Lidia's Italian Kitchen, and her first cookbook, Lidia's Italian Table, was published as a companion to the show. In 2010, soaring on the success of her various television, cookbook, and restaurant projects, Bastianich partnered with son Joe, chef Mario Batali, and businessman Oscar Farinetti to open the first U.S. location of Eataly, the sprawling 50,000 square foot conglomeration of Italian-themed restaurants and shops located in New York's Flatiron District. The venture was an immediate success, with locals and tourists alike filling their shopping baskets with fresh pasta, aged cheeses, and fine wines. In October 2010, just a few months after Eataly opened, the New York Times called the location, quote, enormously crowded. As of October 2021, there are 7 Eataly locations across the country. Now a long way from her difficult origins across the Atlantic, Bastianich has created a life and a career on new shores. And through her food, she has learned about the culture of her second home. Bastianich told GBH in March 2021, "I'm an immigrant. I wanted to know more about America, about what makes America, America." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about celebrity chefs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.